If they can't push up now and sort of take control here, then this artillery is all going to be dead. It's going to be smoked. No, we don't want to see the crew go down. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Hey, what's up, guys? DiplexHeated here again. Hope you've had a good day so far. Before we get started with today's battle, here's a quick little message from today's sponsor. Aw, shit, dragons. Alright, everybody, before we get started, quick message from today's sponsor, Gemstone Legends, a free-to-play mobile game available on iOS and Android. Gemstone Legends is a one-of-a-kind combination of a puzzle game, role-playing game, strategy game, and match 3 game. Venture the world of Kronar, inspired by Slavic mythology, and explore an array of weapons, armor, heroes, guilds, PvP arenas, and much more. Upgrade your hero and do battle with players all over the world. Join guilds and team up against enemy bosses and win rewards. And speaking of rewards, I've got something special just for my viewers. Install the game using the link below, finish the tutorial, and enter my code in any of the in-game chats to activate your bonus. You'll get the epic hero Elidor along with 5 gold scrolls, 500,000 coins, and 300 gems. Make sure you do this within the first 3 hours of installing the game. Aside from having your own dragon accompany you in battle or on your quests, there's enemy dragon raid bosses that you and your guild can fight. Defeated bosses return stronger and more deadly than previous alterations, so the challenge is ever increasing. Every hero also has a huge variety of build options, allowing you to specialize and optimize your hero. There are literally billions of combinations. All of this comes to life with beautiful hand-drawn characters, artwork, and animation. There are plenty of features to come, so don't wait around. Download Gemstone Legends using the link below and support the channel. Good luck, Dragonborn, and thanks to Gemstone Legends for sponsoring the channel. Alright, everybody, thank you for watching that video and for supporting my sponsors. It helps me out in return. I'm getting a 4K gaming PC recording setup. It's going to be a complete overhaul of monitors and hardware, etc. So they're not cheap. So thank you guys for downloading the games and taking part of the offers my sponsors have for you, my viewers. And thank you guys for liking the videos, watching, commenting, coming back for more, and even coming back after many months of absence at times. Life isn't smooth all the time. It's rocky, and it's gonna impact my YouTube channel. I don't really separate my personal life and my YouTube channel. Therefore, it is not my business. It is my life in a way. And yeah, it's regardless of sponsorships or number of views or whatnot, it's still just a hobby. And, you know, hadn't it been, maybe I would have had a huge community server and all kinds of merch and stuff. Fucking my own wine label or some bullshit. Get my Cabernet Sauvignon, motherfucker. Anyway, guys, so I got a lot of love for love. At least one of you out there will know what that means. Thank you guys for everything. Was that a hidden message? I don't know. And to whom? I don't know. Jeez, man, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, guys, you can dwell on that. This is the... Did I mention that I'm really thankful for that and that you guys do it without me asking? That's what I meant to say. So to those of you out there who feel targeted by that, because I get a huge influx of comments and likes when I ask for it, but those of you who just come here and do it routinely, thank you so much. Anyway, guys, we're doing a tug of war on today's map. It is a tug of war map in general. It is it's got a similar style to the previous one where I've removed the border edges to make it feel like a sort of a tabletop simulation where it's sort of like on a table, right? And this is a border position in East Germany, or well, in Western Russia. It's somewhere near the Baltics, or the Baltics, not the Balkans, in the Eastern German Empire. And yeah, we got the Russian Republic, the Russian Empire going up against the German Empire. There's some features about this battle that is different to my regular tug of wars, where we have a set number of waves with an equal number of troops and equipment going at each other in the center. This one has triggers on it that I think are super cool, and it's a step in the right direction. So if you've seen my Grizzly tug of wars previously on the channel, this is a step in that direction. It's not as complex or detailed as Grizzly's sort of tug of war features, but it's, as I said, a step in that right direction. So here's the center border. The map is also mirrored. It might not look symmetrical, but if something on this side looks the way it does, and it doesn't look like it on this side, then it will look like that on this side. And I turned my... Fuck it. Voice, it's fucking mirrored, okay? Like, I don't want to hear any bullshit about, like, oh, one side had more cover than the other, okay? I've thought this out, okay? Yeah, maybe the trees aren't mirrored and the terrain isn't exactly identical because it's practically fucking impossible to do that if you've got some hills and shit, but it's even. So aside from the base waves going at each other, we have different sort of advantages you can take, or the nation can take, or enjoy rather, by completing certain objectives. If one side gets to the road first, the enemy road that is, they will then deploy an additional wave of 45 Marines as well as an additional piece of artillery. If they get further, like closer to the enemy base or their end zone, they will then trigger a defense wave. So it's meant to balance stuff like that. The first thing you need to really only keep an eye on is this center here with the Marines coming in. That's it. We'll get to the defense waves if we get there. And then if you can counter the enemy Marines and their push and sort of take their road, then you will have your shit covered, or come in rather, and it'll work that way. You know what? I gotta tell you, I've had too many retakes with this. If I lose track for a second and kind of like go off, like end outside my. Okay, there we go. If I kind of like go off track for a week or two and then come back, sometimes I have a hard time getting back on the horse. It's a shame. And I'll say stuff that I wasn't normally going to talk about, or I'll go off track. It really be that way. There's also a minefield here for both of the sides. We have one minefield here and another minefield right here, marked in green. So that's also meant to delay the attackers a bit. And aside from the two waves clashing right now, there will be another 2 waves. Well, this is a 1 wave because it's coming in at once, but it's 70 men per side. 8 machine gunners, 2 officers, and 60 riflemen to make 70. Aside from these 2 companies, or 1 company in the first wave, there will be another wave in 4 minutes and a third and final wave 4 minutes after that. Just beyond or behind the second wave coming in 4 minutes, there will be 1 piece of artillery for both sides. I sort of did mention it, but if you get the enemy road, if you trigger your own Marines, you get an additional piece of artillery to show up here to support that attack. So there's really mostly just advantages and not so many backup plans or reserves to come in for the assistance if the enemy gets an advantage. Anyway, guys, the battle is raging on here in the center. And we're going to see grenades be thrown all over the map here in the center. Everyone has grenades, and I'm just look at them being used. Holy shit, it's cool. Oh my god, the Russians are taking so many casualties early on from hand grenades, and the Germans are losing some up there as well. Brutal close quarter fighting. It's important to keep those 8 machine gunners alive, as they really provide a lot of firepower in a world of rifles. Oh, that was brutal. Okay, it seems like the Germans have sort of taken control of the battlefield. They're mostly in control of the border. Grenade out. Uh-oh. Ho, 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 ho. Grenade. Here's an officer. 2 officers, in fact. Oh, miraculously, the wall soaked up most of that shrapnel. More grenades are being thrown. The Germans went really heavy with hand grenades early on. And the Russians are sort of making up for that lack of hand grenades now. We're still seeing some German grenades go out. And the Germans are clearly in charge of this road. Let's see if either of the 2 sides can actually trigger that winning road wave, Marine wave, the Marine push, before the second base wave is deployed. So, as I said, there needs to be base waves in this game, or at least I have chosen to do it now in order to make it so that one side doesn't completely steamroll the opposite side. But it is time-based. The Marines and artillery reinforcement is not time-based. There we go. The Germans got to the road. 1 has hit the road, and that means 45 German Marines are coming in, regardless of time. They look cool. Don't you guys like them? The navy blue boys with the blue hats. Fun fact, that is not a historical Marine cap. That is a Luftwaffe ground forces cap. But you make do with what you have, and blue on blue looks nice. Yes, and I think it matches the German headgear here that we're seeing for all branches of infantry. Even the artillery have their own hat with a white brim instead of this purple one for the infantry, which I think is also super cool, the purple one. Historically, purple, is it some kind of an officer's cap or some sort of branch? I'm not sure. Well, anyway, I'd say about half of the Germans in the first wave have defeated all 70 Russians. Oh my god! They reached that minefield, causing at least a dozen or so casualties, and they've triggered the Russian defense wave. Keep in mind that this is 35 men, not 45 Marines or 70 men, part of a base wave. And here come those additional 45 Marines, so there's 35 men in half of a wave. And see, the base wave is not deployed yet, so we have a nice divided numbers now. I do believe in this very moment, though, that the next base wave has been deployed, because there's a lot of troops here. So we should be seeing another 70 men come in from the German side, as we do. Here they come. But the Russians are going to have an overwhelming firepower here early on, with 35 men in the defense wave, triggered by the fact that the enemy got past the minefield, as well as 70 men in the base wave. And up here on the German side, we have the 45 men from the Marines, from just taking the road. The remnants of the first wave, so maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 people survived that minefield in the first battle, along with the 70 coming in here. So the Germans are still going to be in a numerical advantage, a pretty hefty one. At least maybe 20 to 30, and as well as a 75 mil rolling up here now to the opposite side of this border position. This will really help them out. How are they going to deploy it? Are they just going to walk through the barbed wire? Aha, okay. All right. Have it their way. Oh, base artillery has been deployed, so we're going to see an additional gun for the Germans as well. That first gun that showed up was only part of the Marine wave. Oh man, but this could be really bad for the Russians. If they can't push up now and sort of take control here, then this artillery is all going to be dead. It's going to be smoked. No, we don't want to see the crew go down. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Oh! Miraculously, they're still alive. That front shield has kept them safe. Oh my god! That's it. Russian gun down. The German artillery piece has been set up here, and their base artillery piece is all the way back here in a similar position to where the Russians had their piece deployed. Now, will they be able to push back, kill the Marines and the Germans, and then push up and perhaps deploy their own infantry, their own Marines, and have that additional artillery piece show up? We're going to see how this works out. There's a big slaughter going on right now. It was nice to see that gun be used once at least, and then I guess a very lucky hit for the Germans knocked them out. Counter artillery. Oh. Does seem like the Russians are pushing up though. A lot of the Marines have been killed, and it seems like most of the Germans back here are very passive. Based on the AI movement, friendly fire. The Russians are the ones advancing now, and the Germans are pretty held back. One disadvantage of being so close to the enemy spawn is the fact that the enemy reinforcements are going to arrive much quicker to the fight than your own, and that is going to obviously give them a big advantage in firepower. Now, what's worrying for the Russians is the additional artillery piece up there, putting a lot of fire on the big grouping of Russian infantry here. But if they can start spreading out and counterattack these Germans, who have most likely exhausted their grenades, and also enjoy some additional 70 men there, then it could be good. In fact, the Germans might even trigger some mines on their way back. They've lost several here from crossing. Oh, a lot of grenades going off. It is a very cool counterattack by the Russians. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Now, both sides will get to enjoy one more wave very soon. Oh, the Russians are returning. Who's going to trigger a mine? Will someone do it? I'm not sure. They're very much focused in the center, and most mines have been triggered here in the center. But I can tell you based on the pattern I'm seeing here, there's some left to be triggered. But, oh my god, this is actually devastating. This is devastating for the Germans. They've exhausted a lot of their firepower. Their artillery has not come in clutch. The final and third wave has been deployed. Now the Russians truly have a chance at getting back and taking out the enemy artillery and then crossing the road to trigger their own wave. Oh my. Will they do it? They have to really push up. They have to get to the center before the Germans do in order to really keep it even. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. Okay, the Germans are about to cross their own minefield. They're about to move up to the center. They will reach the top before the Russians do. The Russians have not been efficient in killing those last German defenders quickly enough. In fact, they've been kind of sloppy and slow about it. But now the Russians actually have a numerical advantage. They've done better here defending. They've done much better defending that ridge than the Germans did attacking it. And somehow, now that the third wave has been deployed for both sides, the Russians are clearly in a numerical advantage. Remember, the Germans still get to enjoy that additional gun, and if the Russians cross the road and get their additional reinforcements, the Germans will have one additional wave back here, and they also have that second gun back there, so it's still an extremely even battle. Let's see how efficient the Germans can be of holding the center and using that artillery piece here at their advantage. It's cool. I mean, it is cool. Laden! Let's see if the Russians put some grenades on it to knock it out. Yeah, they're going to be killing Russians. Every round, one or more is likely to die. Oof. They were just lucky enough there was a small increase in elevation there, stopping it from hitting the group of soldiers behind them. They really got to focus down on it. 2 crew members remaining. Oh, that's going to kill a couple more. 1 well-placed grenade. The Germans are counter-nading down hills. Nice to see. There we go. Almost knocked out. There we go. Gun down. Gun down. And the Germans are making their way up now. Oh, and that second piece from the base wave that we saw the Russians lose back there early on is now in action too. It's going to be firing at the Russians getting to the top. So it's unclear of who's really in the lead right now, who's really enjoying an advantage. Oh, a lot of good, well-placed German grenades now. Because I suppose the... Oh my god, that's like some extremely well-placed grenades. There's almost like a grenade barrage going on right now. And the battle for the center is back in action. It's brutal. It is brutal. It's relentless. That's a well-placed grenade. Oh, they're just back and forth. We've got the officers up here in the lead as well with the pistols. They're sort of dueling each other. They're just symbolically cool to have in action. The Russians are in the lead on the left flank, or the Russian left flank. They're pushing up closer. Oh, friendly fire from that artillery. That is devastating. There's no way around that. That knocked a few out, but it definitely killed more. But we'll probably see the artillery come into nice use elsewhere. It is not over yet. In fact, once the Russians, if the Russians actually can get over this line and beat the Germans back and sort of take and get their own Marines, then that gun ready in placement up there is going to come in nice use. The Russians did not quite have theirs ready by the time the Germans got across the wall. They were too quick. So the German gun is in a much better situation than any of the other guns we've seen. Oh. But despite a lot of people dying to hand grenades, the Russians are pushing across the wall. they will either take advantage of this situation, or they will die from indecisiveness. We're seeing more grenades being used, and the Germans are still countering despite being outnumbered. That was a nice hit. Oh my god. And I'm not sure if the Russians don't push up now and try and get across the road, then the German artillery will finish them off, and there will be no Russian Marines and no additional Russian gun to try and win this for the Russians. They've had a really good opportunity at taking this, but if they get bogged down, that was a good shot. If they get bogged down, then the German artillery will finish them off. We're looking at maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so Germans holding them back right now, and there's probably at least double that in Russians. But they gotta be careful. They cannot lose any more men to the German artillery and hand grenades, because it's gonna even out quickly. That's a well-placed grenade, and we could see 2 men dying. 1. And that is bad enough as it is. Oh. Well, the Russians surely have the ability to push up here on the Russian left flank. All they gotta do is get down to the road to trigger the reinforcements. They just gotta push down. They gotta push down to the road. They have no idea of said advantage. The AI is simply not triggered to know about the advantages that come with taking the road. Otherwise, we would have surely seen Russians charge down much sooner. They're so close. Ew, they're so close. Will they get their artillery? There we go. There we go. 2 men made it, but man, the Germans were close to holding that back. 45 Imperial Russian Marines are now coming in, as well as that gun that we're gonna see be placed on this side of the border, just like the German one was on the opposite side. It's gonna get up. It's gonna be a bit slow, it's gonna be a bit behind, but it is coming up. It will take some time. There it is, coming out. Of course, keep in mind, the Germans had use of theirs, and the Germans still have their base gun, so it's gonna be an artillery battle in between these two. The Germans had a clear advantage of their usage of artillery gun up here against the Russian one that hardly got set up before it was destroyed. It fired about 1 shell. So there's no doubt about the fact that the German one will come in much better use. So the 45 Marines are attacking now with the remnants of the 3rd and final wave. We're looking at about a dozen Russians remaining, fewer than that of Germans. But the Germans will have their reinforcement wave triggered as soon as the Russians come across. This guy's going for it, so the Germans are going to receive their reinforcements much earlier. He should be entering the zone right now past this last border of defenses, and we will see another 35, so about half a wave of German troops come in to try and support the artillery. He's going to kill him, so the German infantry is going to move up. Remember, the Russians have to also get past the minefield just the way the Germans did. We can see that about half of the mines have been triggered here. If the Russians spread out too much, they're going to lose more people to the mines. It would be interesting if they could just sort of find a path in between the minefield here. So far, so good. A couple of Marines are getting through without triggering any of the mines. But we're going to see what happens. I wonder if they're going to try and knock out the gun. They're kind of like just charging up ahead. So it's obvious that this gun is a lot more combat efficient against the enemy wave than the Russian one got to be. It's time to see. Will the remnants and Marines do better against the artillery and the half wave, the final defense wave? It's been a very cool battle back and forth, guys. Some brutal action. And for a second there, I thought the Germans were easily going to win it. Okay, keep in mind, the Russian artillery is soon up. That is a big advantage, too. In fact, I forgot to mention it. Oh, boys. I for sure thought the Germans were going to pull this home, but the Soviets... Oh, sorry. Fuck. I hadn't said Soviets for like 20 minutes, and now it slipped. The Russians, the White Russians, the Imperial Russians, the whatever you want to call them, the Republican Russians. Because they are a republic. Keep that in mind. I believe so, at least. Based on the Kaiserreich wiki. Here comes the gun. Here comes the gun. Here comes the gun. It comes to wash away. And I like the Russian artillery hats, the green. They're cool. They look a bit like the Polk. No, not Polk Piechota. They look like what are the partisans called? The rebel infantry. Partisani? No, they're not partisans. They're you can have them in like Napoleon Total War, or like the militia infantry and stuff. Alright, guy, gun is down. And now let's see if, together with the remaining Russian Marines and infantry, if they can kill enough Germans and have good combat efficiency here. Uh-oh, the Russian artillery taking a lot of casualties now. Oh! Finished off. It is that rear gun, that one that they had the advantage of having before the Russians really got their set up. It's a big difference. The Germans have won today's battle, guys. Thank you for watching. Let's have a look at how many... Oh, they're going to repair it too. Let's have a look at how many it killed. 31 men. That's a lot. That is a good deal. This one's clocked in at 14. This one's clocked in at 55. That is a huge game changer. And this one here is back at 3, which really never got time to shine. So the German defense wave will win the fight for the Germans. They defended this nicely. Much better than I believe the Soviets did. The Germans got further through. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys soon again.